Hi everyone. So I've got a lot of questions recently, and I'm gonna turn this into, instead of just answering one person, I just thought might as well just put it on the internet and share my knowledge. As when I started, I was sorting for all of this before I found some very influential people in my life. So the question was, what kind of halters do we like using? As this is a very prominent time for people to be weaning calves, bringing calves in the barn, start breaking them, haul them to their first jackpot show, all of it. So when I first started showing, we relied heavily on these common rope halters. We still do, don't get me wrong. We really like the thick ones for the mama cows if we have an issue. We still use these ones in our barn. We still probably have several of them out there. However, we like to create good experiences, and when you have a new calf coming in the barn and they don't know what's going on, and you tie them to a wall, even if you tie them, or a gate, or whatever you tie them to, you tie them low for the first time, and they get scared, they get spooked, or they're just upset that you tied them up, they lost their mom, who knows why, and they start pulling back. As you can see, this halter starts tightening up pretty fast. What it doesn't do is it does not release as fast. Unfortunately, that creates a pretty bad experience. It would tighten down on that calf's nose, and then that relies on tightening up on the calf's ears. This creates a real bad experience for that calf. It gets a lot of head pressure on it. Calf doesn't like it. We don't like it. We don't like bad experiences around here. If you put a calf, I'm a firm believer, if you put a calf in a good experience, in a good routine, you're going to have calf broke in no time. So about 5 years ago, when they started, or I should say started coming prominent, but about 5 years ago, when we started getting serious about our cattle, we made the switch to these. And this is a Weaver one, and as none of this is sponsored or any of that, I will tell you I like the Sullivan ones. I own one Weaver one, and that is because I will not put one of my heifers on a trailer, or I don't like to put one of my heifers on the trailer in a normal rope halter. I don't like the fact that they can lay down. They're hauled everywhere, but if they pull back just one time, and I'm not saying they can't get out of that. Don't take it that way. But there's one wrong move, and if something happens, and this is just an easier release. This is called a breaking halter, and this is from Weaver, and it has the double O-ring. Sullivan just has a bigger O-ring. Now I'll tell you, if you have a calf that's sneaky and can get out of these, better stick to the regular one. But when you're breaking calves, and this thing tightens up, and then that calf finally says, "Oh, I'm done fighting. This isn't going me nowhere," and it steps up, it's gonna release. And he's gonna say, "Oh, that's not that bad." It's gonna give him you're gonna give him some release from that pressure, and you're gonna have a good experience. Goes back to the hauling thing. Heifer starts chewing her cud, lays down in the trailer. It's gonna loosen up. You're gonna give her some room for it. Anything like that. Now, you have a heifer as smart as mine. Any halter. I'm not even gonna say it's one or the other. But any halter, they're gonna figure out how to get these off. These ones come off a little faster, a little quicker, a little easier. But if you have them adjusted right, everything has its perks. Everything has its advantages. But I just want to hop on here. This one was prominently for what do we use to break our baby calves in, and it's definitely the breaking halters, with the O-rings. Like I said, we prefer the Sullivan ones. I probably have 20 or so out there, and I just placed the order for another dozen last night. They're having a pretty good deal going on right now, but Weaver works just as well. Like I said, none of this is sponsored, so I get to say that. But anyway, I just wanted to hop on here and share the knowledge as I can.